Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about driver numbers from 99 to 1. So before we get started, let me just clear up a couple things. This 100% is not a tier list, so don't get mad at me. Even though the level of notoriety will increase as we get closer to single digits, the drivers I've included are just ordered based on the numbers that they've driven before. Additionally, several of these drivers have used a multitude of numbers throughout their careers, so if a driver doesn't appear where you would expect them, they're likely under a different number in my list. And just to round things out, a lot of these drivers share the same numbers, so if they used any other number at some point on track, they're going to be placed there. If I manage to get a driver's number completely wrong, that's on me. Let's just try to avoid being correcting Catherine's in the comments if there's a driver that's more well known for a certain number. Trust me, I probably already know. This has taken weeks of digging through different sources, so I've seen a lot of numbers, and I did my best. If you guys do enjoy the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you're the kind of person that likes having something moving on screen, don't worry, I've got you. Now let's get into it. And we'll kick things off with number 99, Carl Edwards. He's got 28 wins off of 445 starts. He raced in NASCAR. He's got one NASCAR Busch Series championship, 220 top 10 finishes, and was named one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers. Good job, Carl. Number 98, Rufus Parnelli Jones out of Indycar and NASCAR. Wearing number 97 out of NASCAR, it's Kurt Busch. A bit of a weird one here. We've got number 96, and that's going to go to Turner Motorsports. Yeah, that's the best I could do. Also another weird one, number 95, Aston Martin Racing. Number 94, Pascal Wehrlein. He competed in Formula 1 as well as Formula E. Wearing number 93, Marc Marquez out of MotoGP. There you go, boys. Bit of an oldie but a goodie. We've got number 92, Herb Thomas. Similar to the last one, number 91, Tim Flock. Can't decide which one of these guys is actually based on Doc from Cars. Back to another weird one here, we've got number 90, TF Sport. Jumping down to the 80s, we've got Jack Aiken with a modest 2 wins. Bit of a controversial one here, number 88, Dale Jarrett. Don't fight me about the other Dale. Wearing number 87, we have Buck Baker. Buck Baker, everyone, round of applause. Wearing number 86, we've got a bit of a mouthful with Juan Pablo Montoya from Formula 1, IndyCar, NASCAR, and some other ones. Couldn't find much for 85, so we have Emmanuel Zervakis. Same thing with number 84, we have Redfoot, and I'm going to give him the award for a sick name. Wearing number 83, we have Charlie Kimball. Coming in at 82, we have another pretty sick name, and that's Scott Speed. We've got a rookie out of Formula 1 wearing number 81, and that's Oscar Piastri. And to round out the 80s, we have Jim Pascal, who has the most Cup Series wins among drivers not in the NASCAR Hall of Fame who are definitely eligible. Moving on to the drivers that have a 7 in front of their number, we have Frank Warren out of NASCAR. We've got another NASCAR guy wearing number 78, and that's Martin Truex Jr. A bit of a legend in my book, number 77, Valtteri Bottas. Couldn't find much for number 76, so we have Ben Arnold out of NASCAR. Wearing number 75, we have Felipe Nasser. Best guess? Not a lot for number 74, so that's LD Austin. Another NASCAR guy here at number 73, and that's Derek Cope. And yet another NASCAR guy here wearing number 72, and that's Benny Parsons. Wearing number 71, a guy that kind of looks like a bird, that is Sam Bird. And the last of the 70s is JD McDuffie, who picked the number 70 because it was easy to paint and easy to remember. Good for him. Moving on to number 69, we have Johnny Allen. Nice. Another tough one to find here, that's number 68, Bob Darrington. Bit of a same sounding name here, we have number 67, Buddy Arrington. Wearing number 66 out of IndyCar, we have Tom Kanan. Another no-show at number 65, we have Carl Adams. Coming in at a full stack here, we have Jerome D'Ambrosio, and he's currently the Mercedes Team Driver Development Director. That's pretty cool. Winning the Average Fuller Pose of the Year award, that's going to go to number 63, George Russell. Had some trouble finding somebody for number 62, so that's going to go to Rizzi Competizione. And we've got another team here fielding the number 61 car, that's Clearwater Racing. And the last of the 60s is Bill Rexford out of NASCAR. That's all I got for him, honestly. Sporting the number 59, we have Tom Piston with an E. Coming in at one less, we have Kevin Ester. Best I could do for number 57 was Tracy Crone. Wearing number 56, we have Jorg Bergmeister. A personal favorite of mine as well, we have Carlos Sainz wearing number 55. Couldn't find much for number 54, so that's Jimmy Pardue.
Despite his unsuccessful Formula 1 career, number 53 goes to Alexander Rossi. Couldn't find much on my guy Ryan Norman, but he's got number 52. Another Ferrari favorite for me, and that's Antonio Giovinazzi, wearing number 51. And sitting at the number 50 spot, halfway there, we have Antonio Fuoco. Alrighty, that's the first 50 out of the way, so we'll move on to the next 50 here in just a second, but I wanted to say that I'll probably explain a little bit more about these guys coming up than I did about the ones before, and that's mostly due to time, and they're just a little bit more well-known. Not that the guys before aren't as well-known, but, you know, we're coming up with some big names here, so I'll try to explain the best that I can, and we'll just keep going forward. Kicking things off with number 49, we've got four-time Pikes Peak winner Robin Shute. Quite a familiar face and name wearing the number 48, and that's Jimmy Johnson out of NASCAR. He's got 83 wins in his career, as well as 7 NASCAR Cup Series championships, and the record for the most consecutive championships overall. He's got a lot of accolades, so I'll stop it there. Clowning in with the number 47 is Mick Schumacher, son of the great Michael Schumacher. That's about all I can say about Mick. I'm a bit out of my element with the number 46 here, and that's Valentino Rossi. I'm not a big MotoGP guy, but this guy has 7 MotoGP World Championships, so I'd say he's pretty good. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with number 45 Kyle Petty, because there's some pretty good Petties coming up in just a second. I feel like I don't really need to explain myself with this one. This is number 44, and that's Lewis Hamilton. Unless you live under a rock, you'd know he's one of the greatest to ever do it. Speaking of one of the greatest to ever do it, you can't tell me that Richard the King Petty isn't one of the greatest drivers of all time. That's not what this list is about, but let me just tell you, number 43 was pretty good. And speaking of Petties, at the number 42 spot, we've got Lee Petty, father of Richard Petty, and my god, is this family born to race. Woo! I had a little bit of fun with this one. At number 41, that's Ryan Preece, because this man spends a lot of time on his roof, and I feel like I can relate. I could be wrong about the number here, but number 40, we got Robin Fringe? Sorry, buddy. Wearing the number 39, we have one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers, and that's Ryan Newman. I haven't mentioned an IndyCar name in quite a minute here, so we'll go with Graham Rahal wearing the number 38. I do have some love for Formula E as well. At the 37 spot, we have Nick Cassidy, and I want to give an honorable mention to the Jackie Chan DC Racing Team. Hell yeah. And let's throw in some endurance while we're at it with number 36, Andre Lauderer? Sorry if I butchered that, but he's got an LMP1 victory in Le Mans. That's pretty cool. Kind of drew a blank with the number 35, so that's going to be Cole Witt out of NASCAR, and I'm going to give him the award for the best sideburns based on this picture. Similar situation for the number 34, so that's going to be Carlos Munoz out of IndyCar, but I also like to race with the number 34 from time to time, so I figured I'd throw myself in there as well. Didn't have a hard time with number 33 though. That's Max Verstappen out of Formula 1. Boy, does this guy hate to lose. I did, however, have some trouble with 32, so I came up with Felix Rosenqvist, and he's done a couple different series, so yeah. I know this guy used a lot of numbers in his career, but Alan Prost in Formula 1, boy was this guy good. 4-time world champion, 51 wins, what a heck of a career for him. Wearing the number 30, we have 2-time Indy 500 winner Takuma Sato? Boy, I suck at names. It was tough to nail down some accurate information on the number 29, but Scott Pruitt has done a lot of racing in his life, and he's got some pretty good accolades, so I figured I'd throw him in here as well. Wearing the number 28, we have Ryan Hunter-Reay out of IndyCar, and he's got himself an IndyCar Series championship as well as a Rookie of the Year, so that's pretty nice. Another legend in the Formula 1 world wearing number 27 as well as several other numbers. We've got Ayrton Senna. He's got 3 world championships as well as 610 career points as well as the most consecutive pole positions, so that's a pretty nice stat. A bit of a somber one here, that's number 26, Dan Weldon. He is an IndyCar Series champion as well as an Indy 500 winner, and unfortunately he did pass away during a race, so rest in peace, buddy. Wearing the number 25, we have John Eric Verne. He's a 2-time Formula E world champion, and he did race in Formula 1, but never got any wins. There are a lot of accolades that I could name about this guy, but if you know the number 24 and you know NASCAR, you know it's Jeff Gordon, so there you go. On the flip side, we have a guy that's almost won it twice, and that's Rubens Barrichello in Formula 1, who's wearing the number 23, and I'll give an honorable mention to Alexander Albon. Next on the list is a guy that has a lot of 2s in his career. He's got 2 NASCAR Cup Series championships as well as wearing the number 22. That's Joey Logano. There's a lot of good stuff to say about Niki Lauda. In this case, he is wearing the number 21, and he is a 3-time Formula 1 world champion, as well as being part of the negotiations for Lewis Hamilton to go to Mercedes, so I thought that was pretty cool to mention. Fogging up the number 20, we've got Tony Smoke Stewart with 60 wins in his career, 3 NASCAR Cup Series championships, as well as being inducted into 6 separate Hall of Fame, so that's pretty cool. I'll probably catch some heat for this one by Formula 1 fans, but Sebastian Vettel did wear the number 19 during his career, and he has 4 Formula 1 World Championships, as well as the record for the shortest time elapsed before earning a penalty, which is 6 seconds. I find that pretty impressive. Wearing both the number 18 and a sick pair of shades, we have Kyle Busch, who is a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, as well as a 2-time SP winner for Best Driver Award. In the number 17, we have Darrell Waltrip, who's a 2-time Hall of Famer, as well as a 3-time Winston Cup Series champion, so nice job, Darrell. A man who wore many numbers in his career and has many Formula 1 World Championships, that is Nelson Piquet. Rocking one of the greatest mustaches on the track, that is Graham Hill wearing the number 15. He's a 2-time Formula 1 World Champion, a 24 Hours of Le Mans winner, as well as an Indy 500 winner, which was his first and only IndyCar win. One of the greatest IndyCar champions of all time is AJ Foyt, wearing the number 14, and he's a 7-time IndyCar winner, as well as a 4-time Indianapolis 500 winner, and many more, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to bump Fernando Alonso from this spot. Don't get mad at me. Keeping in the theme of champions, we have Antonio Felix da Costa wearing the number 13, who has a Formula E World Championship to his name, as well as a WEC Championship for LMP2. Wearing the number 12, a man that knows all about power, that would be Will Power out of IndyCar with 2 IndyCar Series Championships to his name, as well as an Indy 500 win, so hell yeah, I'm Will. Wearing the number 11, the man that got roasted for wearing his PJs, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, everybody. Wearing the number 10, we have Dario Franchitti, who is a 2-time IndyCar Series champion, as well as a 3-time Indy 500 winner. Finally, breaking into the single digits, we're going to see some pretty big names here, and we're going to start with Scott Dixon wearing the number 9, who is a 6-time IndyCar Series champion, and so much more. If you made it this far into the video without commenting, "Where's Junior?" Well, here he is at number 8. I told you he'd be on here. Number 7 is a man who's got some pretty famous lines over the radio. That's going to be Kimi Räikkönen. Elio Castroneves is the man at number 6, and he is a 2-time Indy 500 winner, as well as a 3-time 24 Hours of Daytona winner. Several drivers could have gone into the number 5 spot, but I'm going to give this to Mario Andretti, but honorable mention to Nigel Mansell. Red 5, baby. Lando Norris won't make the list, but Kevin Harvick will because he has 107 wins and Lando has none. Number 4, Kevin Harvick. Wearing number 3, Raise Hail, Praise Dale. Number 2 is another sought-after number, and people might disagree with this, but I'm going to put Joseph Newgarden here. We can agree to disagree. And finally, the number that is usually reserved for the champion from the season before, I'm going to give this to Michael Schumacher. I'm not saying he's the greatest, but I think he is pretty good in what he does. He is a 7-time Formula 1 World Champion, he has the most consecutive F1 titles, and I will give an honorable mention to Ken Miles. Rest in peace, my friend. And there you have it. I'm not going to go into the number 0 because I wanted to end on a high note, so we'll stop with Schumacher at number 1. But yeah, this has been several weeks in the making, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has taken a very long time to put together. I've dug through different resources, different pictures, just trying to find who drove what number, so
That's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. And hey, while you're at it, why not consider subscribing? There's going to be a link down in the description where you can join my Discord. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.